everybody. And this evening we are going to have one important
Okay. You call these people anyone?
uh, for a celebration of 150 years of birth of Mahatma Gandhi. And we have listened to so many speeches and lectures delivered by scholars from within and around the globe. And today we are going to have one good speaker from within the committee, which is responsible to organize these 150 years of birth of Mahatma Gandhi celebrations. And before starting our real program, I would like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to say some few words.
Good afternoon, Tulanga.
Thank you, sir.
It was really wonderful. We are celebrating Mahatma Gandhi 150 year celebration and contemporary relevance of Gandhiji ideas. It is very pertinent topic because Mahatma Gandhi has given certain things for all of us, directions. Even today, they are not been followed in many places. What Mahatma Gandhi has stated us. And the things which we are discussing and which we are now considering them as one of the very pertinent topics, like today we are talking about journalism, publications, online, everything. Even during his time, he has started newspapers and he has selected newspapers as media for communicating people. And untouchability is one of the Mahatma Gandhiji has discussed with all the people, and even today it is not been wiped out. And like that, there are many things which Mahatma Gandhi has forecasted, which need to be discussed and which need to be taken care, has not been taken care still. Though Mahatma Gandhi celebrations, discussion of all these points looks to be differently focused, but it is really appropriate to discuss them. Still, why the country is not been galloping in that direction, and the Swachh Bharat programs, and Clean India, Green India, and Plastic Free India, all these actually Mahatma Gandhi has forethought about all these programs. So we are really very lucky to have a great leader like Mahatma Gandhi in our country, who has directed us, who has guided us to have some kind of discipline, cleanliness, and also development of the society, and also ethics of the society, morality of the society. Everything we got a good direction from Jatipita. And it was the more Mahatma Gandhi's ideologies discussing with implication to the modern society. It is a very good topic chosen today by all of you. And I welcome the speaker, today's speaker, the MJD Mahatma Gandhi, Professor Srinivasapati. I used to call him because as like Mahatma Gandhi, when we hit somebody on one cheek, Mahatma Gandhi used to show another cheek to hit. Like our Srinivasapati also, whenever we say anything, he takes everything with a smile, and he will not get angry also. So he's almost like Mahatma Gandhi. So that is why I used to call him as Campus Mahatma Gandhi. Uh, so it was a wonderful topic, and I am very happy that he came out and readiness to discuss about ideology of Mahatma Gandhiji, and it will be even for me also enlightening information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I will not take much time. May I call upon Dr. Jangu to propose a word of thanks. No, welcome. Sorry. Are you ready? I'm asleep.
Thank you, sir, and also very thank to our Vice Chancellor for welcoming today's webinar. So today we have very our Gandhian philosopher, like already our Vice Chancellor mentioned, is a great scholar, especially peace, non-violence, and very social, political life related issues. Our speaker have very good command, and today we will be enlightened by his speech. So he is our former dean and a former head of departments of public administration, and he have a very kind of a learned scholar. So we are very fortunate that today we will listen him. Thank you, all participants. It's now I turn to our speaker.
Thank you very much, Gandhiji, for your brief but good welcome speech. Now, I would like to call upon our speaker, Professor Srinivas Pati. As said by Gandhiji, he is the senior-most professor in the School of Social Sciences, Mizoram University, and he is a learned person, and he has so many achievements to his credit. Now may I call upon Professor Srinivas Pati to speak on contemporary relevance of Gandhiji's ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lalin Truanga. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K.R.A. Sambasivarao, my esteemed colleagues, Professor H.K. Lalin Puifente, Dr. Sualal Jangu, Dr. Babuji, all my colleagues in the university, the participants, the live audience in YouTube channel of Mizoram University, and all the persons associated with 150 years of birth of Mahatma Gandhi celebration in our university and elsewhere. So today it's a privilege on my part to speak a few words about Mahatma Gandhi, the contemporary relevance of Gandhiji's ideas, why a person, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, is adored, praised, followed throughout the world, across continents, different countries, spanning 3 centuries, beginning with the 19th century through the 20th century and the 21st century. And I would like to present And friends, the topic is contemporary relevance of Gandhiji's ideas, and we would like that this particular talk will lead us to a person who is so relevant so many years after his death. All of you know that Mahatma Gandhi is one of such few personalities in human history who has defied time and space. Gandhiji, who started his journey in the 19th century through the 20th century, continues to be so relevant in 21st century. And the posterity, the future generations will evaluate that Gandhiji's ideals, his viewpoints, how long it will lead the humanity from suffering, from sorrow to peace and blissful life. Friends, as we know, Gandhiji was an exceptional mass leader, and we know people who are efficient in one or two fields. Many people who are singers, who are writers, philosophers, painters, sports personalities, doctors. But here is a person, you name any walk of life, any area of concern, Gandhiji has something to speak. there are thousands of articles, letters, reply to letters of people around the world, and all the writings of Mahatma Gandhi, they are now compiled in hundreds of volumes. There are thousands of books, and still new books, new areas are coming up when we can study Mahatma Gandhi, the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi. I have chosen only a few areas because we have some time at our disposal, little time. Within that, let us think about some areas which are relevant to us in the present situation. All of us know that entire world is suffering from pandemic COVID-19, and this virus has engulfed the entire world, the continents, around 213 countries, and here the major issue continues to be health, sanitation, and cleanliness. Mahatma Gandhi, he was a practitioner, he was a supporter, a propagator of the ideas which are indigenous. In India, we are the followers of naturopathy for a long time before the different medicinal practices, allopathy and otherwise, came to this country. This country did have a number of ideas, indigenous systems of health care, which Mahatma Gandhi followed, he practiced. And as all of us know, that in many parts of India, he was the person who supported the idea in Maharashtra, in Pune, a very big naturopathy clinic is there. And in many parts where he has ashrams like Sevagram, Sabarmati, in other places, he supported the idea and he practiced naturopathy and indigenous remedies and indigenous practices of healthcare. As all of us know, that the people of this country, they have from time immemorial practiced yoga, physical fitness through daily routine exercises. The people in this country, they have their habits and practices which are healthy. And all of us know the value of cleanliness, sanitation, community participation in health practices, preventive measures, and we know that it is better to prevent than to go for cure after suffer from some disease or ailment. So that is the way Mahatma Gandhi, the leader, the mass leader, he was involved with the health system, cleanliness, sanitation. And in many places, there is one incident I can recollect that when Gandhiji was there in the then Calcutta, today's Kolkata, a big gathering was there. Next morning, people saw that the area where people have their morning activities, it's very filthy, dirty. So before anybody could come in, Gandhi had a broomstick in his hand, a bucket. He himself started cleaning, then other people followed. The other day, we saw in the newspaper that one district collector, he was on the morning walk. He saw that on the roadside, it is dirt all around. Then he started himself with his wife to clean, then other people joined. Even today also, we are influenced by the great ideal that you become the role model, just don't preach, you practice. And Mahatma Gandhi was an epitome of that idea that he was not preaching, also practicing. Friends, all of us know that the Clean India, Swachh Bharat campaign, Fit India, which 2-3 days back we had a celebration. In those activities, that the way all of us need to be careful about health, sanitation, cleanliness, these are the need of the hour, and all of us need to be careful about it. And Mahatma Gandhi was the person who could talk about these issues, who could write about these issues. And there are many writings, even a small book, Naturopathy, Indian System of Healthcare, Mahatma Gandhi has, besides many articles and many letters, his replies to letters by people all around. We know the next comes money matters, economic ideas. We know that many people feel that today, can there be Gandhian economy? Can there be a model of Gandhian economy? Is it possible today? And all of us know that when Gandhiji talked about Sarvodaya, Satyagraha, truthfulness, peace, ahimsa, non-violence, one major idea was Sarvodaya, uplift of all. What better economic idea can we have than Sarvodaya or uplift of all sections of society? Gandhiji believed that this country is a country of villages. Roughly, we have 7.50 lakh villages in this country, big and small. And Gandhiji wanted that this country should have self-sustained and self-reliant village republics. What's a republic? A republic is a head of the state is elected by the people. That means people take their own decision. They try to find out the solutions to their problems. And whenever they want, they can think about their own economic activities, their raw material, their produce, their marketing, sharing, all these activities, they can be confined to a village. And Gandhiji was also conscious that when we have some surplus, that can be shared among other villages, from village to block to district to state to country. So it will continue, but initial economic model is village centric microeconomic model. Even today, when we all talk about this activity, we are coming back to the system when these big macroeconomic ideas are not working. These can provide employment opportunities, jobs to only a handful of people. Then people are turning back to rural society, rural economy, and here Gandhian ideas are so relevant today. Friends, you know that Khadi is the symbol of microeconomic model. It is not just a dress. Khadi symbolizes the self-reliant village economy. From beginning from how to get yarn, how to get the dress, how to make our own dress, starting with that idea, how to spread it. Gandhiji once he told that if we believe in Khadi, this can have one revolutionary impact on the entire Indian society. This is not only of Swadeshi, of Swaraj, but also one idea which can change the entire Indian economic scenario. You know that in this country, after independence, for 70 years, more than 70 years, we have got so many urban, industrial, modern centers, metros, urban centers. But at what cost? At the cost of millions of villages. And now with pandemic, with COVID-19, these glaring economic gaps, they are coming to the fore. We can know that because of such topsy-turvy ideas, lopsided developmental models, we are looking back. Is there something wrong with the model, city-centric, urban-centric model? Even one new idea has come up, peri-urban, the semi-urban areas, the areas in between the rural and urban, how to develop. Because the peri-urban model is also for the area that the people should not come to city for everything else. They may have a decent living, but they can help the city life, the urban centers. So now new ideas are coming. You know that India is primarily an agricultural economy. Agriculture is the major occupation for a vast majority of Indians. But due to lack of emphasis, due to changing of emphasis, we have not achieved whatever we could achieve in the field of agriculture. Agro-based industries, small-scale industries, handlooms, handicrafts, traditional occupation. Mahatma Gandhi was the person, he was a supporter of all these ideas because this is a first potentially rich area in which we can provide jobs, self-employment, gainful employment to millions of people. Remember, one recent economic survey revealed so scaring data that out of every 1,000 educated unemployed persons in India, maximum 4, that means 4% of the educated, unemployed graduates in this country, they can get job, so-called formal job, white collar, blue collar, or any kind of formal job. So what about those 996 out of 1,000 persons who are eligible, who are capable, who are qualified? So for these people, this is the first area that if we can tap this potential as per the Gandhian ideals, that there is potentiality. Only thing is how to have a synergy with our macroeconomic planning, with microeconomic management, we can get it. Local resources, traditional skills, indigenous knowledge, self-help initiatives, all these things are now in public domain, in public discourse. These are the ideas on which Mahatma Gandhi has written extensively. He has got full models that how can we revive Indian economy. Gandhiji always told that political independence only partial independence. The day we have social, economic, educational, intellectual independence, that day India will be independent in the true sense of the term. So for that reason, these are the areas in which all of us need to be there. There's one interesting point here, Gandhiji and the Singer sewing machine, the riddle. But the riddle, it's a puzzle. One day, some journalist asked, Bapu, you are a person who doesn't support the machine. You are against machine. But how you are telling someone that the Singer sewing machine is good? It's a machine. It's a foreign thing. It's not Indian. It's not Swadeshi. How do you support? Gandhiji smiled and he had replied. He told, I looked at some of the ladies nearby in the Sevagram ashram. They were having one or two machines. And I witnessed that they have free time because lot of work they can do with a Singer sewing machine. Even if I want they should do with khadi, but if this small machine can help them in getting free time to be utilized for other constructive productive purposes, then definitely I'll go for that. I'm not against it. Then Gandhiji told that I am against the mass production by machines, but I want production by the mass, which is a solution to India's problem of educated unemployed. So this Singer swing machine riddle, he told, I am not against it. Time is changing, but that is the way. If you produce everything, even one point of time he told matchbox, matchstick. It's a very small thing. It was done in household industries in many parts of the country. But the day people produced it in machine, this lighter, Gandhi told, lighter is no substitute for matchboxes because one lighter can take away 50 persons, 50 people's, 50 families bread. So that I do not want. So when today we talk about this type of activity, we remember the bread labor. The term bread labor, that we must work, we must earn. Then we have our right to get the due. And along with that, physical labor, dignity of labor. I told that he himself cleaned the area, he had dignity of labor. And then today, when India talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, details we will come to know in future days. But outwardly, we are told that there are 5 general areas, generic areas. Out of that, 26 sub areas in which we can work. This is also a type of compulsion for pandemic. Remember, no transport, no communication, neither international nor internal. Our export is less, our import is less, but still this country continued to survive. For 9 months, we have seen that whatever we had in family, in personal life, in a small neighborhood, in a district, in state, in the country, we could manage. So that gave us the idea that can we be self-reliant? And in economic terms, this is one of the major ideas that as long as you can manage your activities, then we should go for that. Next is another important area with which we all are associated, education. You know, education is the key to everything. It is the key to our entire developmental perspective. Education is one area which can make or break a society, a country. It is the real idea which can lead us to a better future. All of us know Gandhiji was a supporter of basic education. In Gujarati, he called Nai Talim, new training, basic education. He was thinking about reading, writing, arithmetic, those ideas, plus working in the field, physical labor, daily exercise, going for skill-based activities, doing something while studying, and then balanced development of body, mind, and spirit. Because all of us know that only a healthy body not sufficient, healthy mind not sufficient, and spirit. That once we are really educated, our behavior, our talk, our activities, our interactions, everything should be in synchrony, and all these things should be together. So only body, only mind, or only spirit is partial. But when you have got a real education, wholesome education, then development will be full body, mind, and spirit. Friends, we know that today ethics, morality, and health consciousness, environmental education, these have become the core areas in public domain, in public discourse. Ethical values, all are lamenting that today ethical values are going down. So whenever we feel this is the area long time back, Mahatma Gandhi could foresee. During his time, life was not that complicated as we see today, but still he could foresee. A person with far-sightedness, a person with foresight, he could see that this can be a bigger issue, ethical issue, morality. And remember, 30, 40 years back in our school days, even before that also, there was one ethics or morality class in all schools. People were being taught some kind of prayer, some kind of life story of big people, the people who are ideals before us. They were there. But slowly, with the advent of new style of education, we forgot this area. But today, ethics, ethical education, morality, and environmental aspect. All of us know in 1972, when there was the first UN sponsored conference on development and environment, there was only one statement which was common. Even in 2020, that stands as the tallest statement, 1972-2020. Either humanity has a common future or no future. Either humanity has a common future or no future. If we would like to live, we should be thankful to our predecessors who have given us this wonderful world. It is our moral, ethical duty to live a better world for the posterity. This is environment, sustainability. When you talk about sustainable development, development with least environmental degradation. Mahatma Gandhi was the person who advocated it so much. The ashrams from South Africa, Phoenix Ashram, Tolstoy Farm to India, and people who supported Mahatma Gandhi in different areas, how that is possible. Because he could see that when we are in a mad rush for development, we can also think about this idea that environment is of basic nature. Without environmental protection, without environmental development, we cannot have a sustainable life, sustainable development. And then another interesting thing, today in this pandemic era, when we are all for online education, what our Honorable VC told in the beginning in introduction, that teachers, learners, we are all together in this system. And Gandhiji told learning and teaching, they go side by side. A teacher has to be a good learner. Today, what we do to be one online teacher, we all learn how to be tech savvy, how to be digitally sound, educated, not only the domain knowledge, but also the procedural formalities we must learn. Then only we can be teaching online. It is not a replica of classroom teaching, offline teaching. There's something extra skill is necessary when we go for online teaching. There are fantastic teachers, but their ideas must be communicable to the students. They must be able to communicate whatever they want to their students. And one plus point that if your ideas are clearly communicated, the students will not feel that much of void, gap in their teaching, in their learning. The pedagogy of teaching learning in the online situation is a little bit tricky. So a teacher today has to be a learner, all the more important in the present context. Gandhiji, long time back, wrote, learning and teaching are two sides of the same coin. Then he told, balancing dignity of work with the degree. Friends, you know, today there is a movement worldwide delinking degree from education. You know, outreach education. First classroom, formal education, then open education, distance education, outreach education. What is outreach? It is another step ahead of distance open learning. That suppose one program is telecast. What we do that we go for that program, we may not go for examination. We learn something. We get some skill. We try to apply in our life and livelihood. That is outreach. If education, we cannot go to the institute. Let education go to the person. That is outreach. In some of the state government today, they are starting radio teaching, TV teaching. In our university, we have experimented with one local TV channel where this cable TV, they gave some time slot and our teachers, they could speak to the student. So that is the way that it is outreach program. So degree is not important here, that our knowledge. How can we get some new ideas and how to apply it and dignity of work. This particular place where I work, I learned a lot, dignity of work. Anything happens here, everybody is ready to help. This country, this world must learn many things from the society here because there is absolute dignity of work. Nobody says, this is not my job. Everybody has to work. And that is the way Mahatma Gandhi talked about how to have a balance between getting a degree and also learning dignity of work. Then, friends, the last point here is flexibility, skill development, holistic and lifelong learning. And all of you know that whenever we think about education, it doesn't have a beginning nor end. It's a long journey. We are placed at different points. It's a continuum. It continues from the past through the present to the future. That is education. So a proper person who is actually educated, who can be called learned, that person has to be a lifelong learner. It doesn't start with some activity, doesn't end with some date or degree. It goes beyond everything. This is a lifelong process. Friends, we know Gandhiji's pet ideas of Swaraj, self-rule, Swadeshi, of our own country, and self-reliant. We should be very confined to the country where we are actually having plus points. So those ideas, now we find that these are part of National Education Policy 2020. So when it is actually implemented, there can be some issues we will see later on. But for the time being, when you look at it outwardly, they have all these ideas which have their roots in Gandhian educational ideas. You know, in new education policy now called national policy, role of mother tongue. The other day, I went through one paper on psychology. It came out in some Western journal. And that paper in psychology told that the best education to be given before school, preschool, must be in mother tongue. Not like in India, everybody has to go to one English medium school, A, B, C, D. No, all of us, because the mother tongue is natural, inbuilt in the child. So nobody has to teach the mother by virtue of getting the child in the womb for 9 months. That is the beginning of learning. We all learn the mother tongue without any formal learning or education. So the childhood education must be in mother tongue, and that is one area in the national policy. There are issues. People say whether we should study, we should learn English or not. Some say two language formula, some say three language formula, but all those issues can be in a latter part of life. A learner, a student in latter part can talk about it, but in the beginning it must be in the mother tongue. Then today we all talk about women empowerment, gender equity, gender equality. At that point, Mahatma Gandhi was the person who supported women literacy and women education, and the famous quote of Mahatma Gandhi, you teach a male person, you teach one individual. You teach a female person, you teach a whole generation, a whole society. And that is not only for our country, but for entire world, for entire humanity. And what more we can say? That education leads to personality development and social change. All of us, from the childhood till date, every day, every minute, every moment, we learn. We learn something, we learn from the mistakes. Our personality develops through education. And when the people are educated, learned in the true sense of the term, then there can be social change. Next is very interesting idea, multiculturalism, secularism, and respect for all religions. Friends, today we know that this is one area on which we have got different opinions, varied opinions, sometimes very opposing opinions. But one thing is sure, human beings under God, they are all made equal. Only by virtue of our place in the society, in the state, in different continents, countries, areas, we have got our languages, our religions, our cultures, but as human beings, because this country has one Sanskrit term all of us know, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is a family. Who can say this? Indian culture. And we embrace all. This particular country has approached everybody, all religions across the globe. Those who came to India to attack, the conquerors, they have been conquered by this country. India belongs to that culture. Culture which engulfs entire society, entire humanity, not to capture, but by peace, by love, by brotherhood, peaceful coexistence. And what more we can know, Mahatma Gandhi, his daily prayer in ashram, anywhere, starts with a Sarva Dharma Prarthana, all religion prayer meeting. So where he can have everything. And the other day in the university we had a webinar, Mahatma Gandhi's Christian friends. So when some people wanted, what the news? I said, you will see so much of novel ideas coming into this particular webinar. And the speaker, a lady professor, she wrote so many things. She told these are the ideas that Mahatma Gandhi, even though he belonged to Hindu community, he had Muslim friends, he was supporting Khilafat movement, many. So religion, he was in South Africa. While in Boer War, he supported the wounded prisoners from both the sides. He was helping. So this is multiculturalism. And when Mahatma Gandhi went to the round table conferences to discuss the way the transfer of power to Indians can happen, there he was in his own dress. There is one interesting anecdote. People told that Gandhiji wanted to meet the British Queen, and they have some dress code, etiquette. And it was told that Mahatma, you have to be in a particular dress. He said, okay, thank you. Say sorry to the Queen. If I am to be there in this dress, okay. If not, thank you. But that was acceptable to them. The mighty British Empire accepted. Gandhiji went in that dress where Einstein told, after few years, the humanity, the posterity will not believe that was such a person in flesh and blood was ever alive, was he walking in this earth. This is the way accepting all cultures. And Gandhiji, he was the epitome of tolerance, epitome of all types of views. And sometimes many people criticize Gandhiji because today I heard some philosopher friend telling me, it is good to be good. It is very bad to be very good. You suffer. And here is a person who suffered because he was very good. Many times Gandhi suffered. He was bent upon getting point home. So he won't listen to anybody. Budge an inch. If we think this is good, this is correct, we will fight to the last. So that is the way Gandhiji lived his life. And what is the title of his autobiography? No less than a novel. Experiment with Truth. That is the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi. Friend, next topic is peace, non-violence, and truth. This is one area which was so close to the heart and soul of Mahatma Gandhi. Today, we need it. In the world, when we feel that definitely there is tension all around between two neighboring countries, among many countries in a region, in the whole world, there is a mad rush for nuclear weapon, and all of us, we feel that with violence we can win over anybody. But this country where Ashoka the Great was converted into a saint with the tenets of Buddhism, this country also produced Mahatma Gandhi, on whose date of birth the whole world celebrates this peace day. And Gandhiji, as a person non-violence, nobody could believe that the mighty British Empire would leave this country. This is only one country where the freedom struggle is won without a war. Yes, we had in our freedom struggle time a few incidents in which Lal Bal Pal or Arvind Ghosh, few areas in which even our Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose INA, they wanted to drive the British with violence, force by force. But these were only partial. But here is a person who could show to the world that we can win. And you remember the word what Gandhiji told, do or die during Quit India movement. What is do or die? He didn't tell do or kill. He said do or die. Sacrifice yourself for the entire world. For the cause of peace and non-violence for truth, sacrifice yourself. That a clarion call by Mahatma Gandhi, do or die. And we know to the fag end of his life, in 1947, there was one Asian Relations Conference in New Delhi. That time, today also it's a problem. Tibet. China doesn't recognize Tibet as an independent entity. But that time also, Tibet was part of that delegation, and Gandhiji allowed them to speak and be there as a separate Tibetan delegation. It's not a small thing. So he was a person during that time, small stint, just during the time when the transfer of power was finalized, that here is a person who was telling everybody that yes, we can have one Asian, pan-Asian thing. After that, non-alignment, many countries, G77, many things came. But originally, Gandhiji was the person who could think that we can have some common concern and our development, cultural relations, because you all of us know that with South Asia, Southeast Asia, Indians have time immemorial relations. So we had trade relations. Our people have settled in many places. I remember one thing when Mrs. Indira Gandhi went to Fiji, small island country. Then some people came to meet her and they just told, Madam, we are Indians. You are Indians in Fiji? Our forefathers came here. And after some time, Mr. Mahendra Chaudhary of Indian origin became the president of Fiji. So many, many things are there where Gandhiji was a person who was thinking of all these areas in which India can coexist with others. And remember, this entire episode revolves around truth. Truth is one thing which Gandhi would never leave. Today, it is very difficult that we stick to truth. Many people, many of us, for our own personal gain, we can go against truth, truthful action. But Gandhiji was a person who will never budge an inch. In his own autobiography, he has written that yes, these are the areas I have faltered. And another interesting point I want to highlight that somebody pointed out, Bapu, you have told two different views on the same subject. Both oppose each other. Ganji told, yes, I admit it's my fault. What you do, go by the deadline. I told something in 1934. I experimented myself, changed in 38. Go by my 1938 statement because I myself followed. What more truthfulness we can expect from a person? A person was mass leader. He was one among us who could be followed today, tomorrow. And another very interesting area, Gandhiji on politics. Friends, all of us know this particular term politics. Normally, we don't take it so kindly. But man, woman, we are all political animals. We cannot live without politics. What is politics? The practical way of life. It has to be. It is not only about negative things, but also about all practical issues. So, in a country where we have got so much of people, so many ideas, then at that point of time, we can think of one idea of Gandhiji. He told India should be a concentric circle of village panchayat to Indian parliament. Circle within circle, and at the top we have parliament and all the village panchayats, then district, then state, and then India. That is the way he thought of democracy, democratic decentralization. He thought about people's participation in the real sense of the term. And we know that in this country, this justice, seeking justice is a very big issue. People, they have got lingering court cases for months, for years together, and they don't get justice. So Gandhiji was a supporter of Nyaya Panchayat, that the local disputes may be settled in the local areas. And today, its replica is Lok Adalat. You know, when both the parties come, there is mediation, and they think about all those activities whereby we can think of Lok Adalat, where with less effort, little money, with negotiation, with conciliation, we can solve a problem. Nyaya Panchayat is the precursor of Lok Adalat today. And partyless democracy. Gandhiji did not support political party to be there at the center stage of politics. This may look ideal, but one person who could get this idea from Gandhiji, he is Jayaprakash Narayan, another great son of India. Vinoba Bhave for the Bhudan movement for those areas, and Jayaprakash Narayan, who in 1974, he led that movement restoring democratic values in this country. JP, Jayaprakash Narayan, supported partyless democracy. It may look very ideal, but it has something value in it. Mahatma Gandhi supported it. Remember, in the panchayat level, when you allow people freely in the Gram Sabha, you allow people to vote in the Gram Panchayat, in the village council. There, you allow them who is the good person who can represent their views, who is a good nature representative. So they are Gandhian values that don't go by party consideration, go by the merit of the leader or the contestant. So what happens when we think of a political leader today? All sorts of negative things come to mind, and media is feeding us day in and day out. But Mahatma Gandhi, he told that a leader in politics must have a few core qualities: sacrifice, dedication, inspirating, the inspirational and transformation leadership role of today's political leaders. These are the values which Gandhiji practiced, preached, and also he has given to us as Gandhian legacy in politics. Friends, next, that is trusteeship and aparigraha. These are two areas which are very, very important when we talk about clean politics, clean economy. We talk about corruption-free society. These two areas are very important. Friends, you know that trust, networking, good of people, they are part of today's social capital, civil society discourse. But Mahatma Gandhi, in those days, he told that I am friendly with the rich people, the people who are leaders of economy, industrialists, because they have the money, the resources, the capital, which can be utilized for the society, for the people. So they have earned the money, the resources by which they can serve others, because if one person is rich, one industrial is very rich, then those ideas, those money he or she has got actually by the hard work and toiling of millions of people. So people have a stake in that value, but nobody wants to give or die. It's a dictum in philosophy. So this idea of Gandhiji that the rich people are the trustees of the society, so their money they have to use for the society and welfare of people. Today's so-called CSR initiative, corporate social responsibility initiatives, these are actually like incarnation of Gandhian idea that you have extra money for peripheral development, for the area in which the industry is located. So in this area, this money can be spent. And this is the ethical dimension of our political economy. Now coming to aparigraha or non-possession. Friends, in philosophy terms, we know we are born empty-handed. We leave this world empty-handed. But we are so much of possessive that we think everything belongs to us. We cannot share with others. And Gandhiji used to tell that this possessiveness is a greater evil than possession. That having some resources, some money is possession. But the very idea, the notion that I am possessive, I should have everything. And this is the beginning of greed, beginning of wrong practices, beginning of corruption. So he was a full supporter of this trusteeship and aparigraha, which can be the leading ideas in today's world when we face so much of practices which are unlawful, which are illegal, which are corrupt, and which can eat into our body polity. Friends, to sum up, if I have to tell you in 2, 3 words, so difficult, Gandhiji himself had fantastic ideas to tell the entire world. Somebody asked, Bapu, tell us something, what we should do. He said, my life is my message. My life is my message. Just follow me. As an individual, as a human being, I have so many problems. I have many mistakes. I learn from them. So you try that my life is my message. And then be the change you want to see in this world. Everybody, we want to change the world. So better is we should not change the world. We should change ourselves, our attitude, our orientation, so that life will be better, world will be better. And if individually we change, the world will change. So be the change you want to see in the world. Then another very important idea that when people become intolerant, Gandhiji told today, which is very relevant in the world where we are all interdependent in many fields. Open your doors and windows. Let winds of culture come from all around, but put your feet strongly on the ground that no wind can destabilize you. That having faith, trust on your own culture, your conviction, you also learn from all cultures. And my last word will be Gandhiji was a truly local person. Think globally, act locally. Ronald Robertson, this in 2012, he used this term Glocal for the first time, and he quoted one person who was a former chairman of Sony Corporation in Japan, Akio Morita. In 2011, while giving a speech, Akio Morita told that we live today in a global world. And in the pandemic situation, what can be there more that when we think about this new normal or global in which all of us seem to be in the situation that let us think globally, act locally, and we will be seeing a better future. So at the end, I thank my university, the organizers, and I thank all of you for giving me this unique opportunity to pay my homage to Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Srinivas Pati, for your elaborate, exhaustive, and insightful lecture on contemporary relevance of Mahatma Gandhi's ideas. I sincerely hope that your lecture might enlighten at least some of our attendees in one way or the other. And now, may I call upon Dr. Babuji to read out at least 2, 3 questions from Q&A. And I'd like to request Professor Subha Pati to react to those questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Of course, there are a umpty number of questions, but I would only select the questions that are direct and which are contemporary in nature. So I'll just read out 3 questions to which our distinguished speaker responds. So number 1, do you think if Gandhi was the PM instead of Nehru, India be among the developed nations? Number 1.
Okay. Dr. Babu, I think
Yes,
let's respond one by one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So,
Okay,
okay.
sir.
I thank the participant who had read the query. So this hypothetical question is to be answered in this manner because history, we can go back. We don't have a time machine to go back in history. So what would have happened at that point of time, I can say, but as a layman, as a student of Indian polity, I can say that from the very beginning, Gandhiji did not want a post. From the very beginning, Gandhiji was there out of this politics of chair. He was not interested in that. So I don't think he would have been interested in becoming Prime Minister of India. But even as a student of Indian polity, even I can make one hard guess that if that could be the case, maybe the focus of Indian polity would have been agriculture and such areas. Maybe this is only my guess, but we cannot go back in history. But your idea is very good. Always there is a better time. So today also, if we can think of how to make corrections in our political economy, our way of looking at our economy and the way of looking at industry, agriculture, service sector, and how to provide jobs to the millions of educated unemployed, I think things should be different. But I don't think that developed in the true sense of the term, because I don't subscribe to view that in the world there are some developed, some developing. I feel all are in one path of continuum. Development is a continuum. The term given by the countries to themselves are developed. I don't subscribe to that because all of us know that the so-called developed countries, they suffer from pollution. They suffer from social unrest. They suffer from different types of issues which we do not face in this country as a so-called quote-unquote developing country. So developed tag is actually a problematic tag. So India would have been a better place. So only the hypothetical question we can think that it has a hypothetical answer. Okay, thank you. Next.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that answer, sir. The next question is there a relevance of Gandhism or his thoughts, ideas in present day society? Just a plain question, sir.
Okay, okay. I think this is regarding, I may quote Professor Anvir Singh, a former Delhi University professor who came to address a gathering in Guwahati. After his speech, it was pinned of silence in the audience. He asked, any question? Again, nobody had any question. So he told it can be of two things. Either you followed everything, or I was a fool, you followed nothing. So this is my answer because this question is answered by the whole speech. Thank you.
Okay, sir. And the last question is how do you justify the ideas of Gandhi in the context of globalization at home and abroad?
Yes. Yeah. This question is very good. You see, what is the process of globalization? When the whole world is interdependent, some of the so-called developed advanced countries, they wanted to capture the economic scenario. The entire world is to be controlled by a few countries. What they had, this LPG was started. Liberalize your rules and procedures. Globalize your market, privatize your economy so that there can be free flow. But one idea was completely missing, the human factor. So when in India, after 10, 20 years of globalization LPG, we wanted to review one issue came up in the forefront, that is human face of globalization. That we could feel that this is a missing link. And when today we think of globalization, they say this is integration. A new term is used, integration, in the place of globalization. That world, the entire international community, integrated community. But I still believe that each nation state, each nation, each society has certain uniqueness, certain peculiarities which are to be protected, and there should not be any kind of rules, regulations which can be directly or indirectly influencing the policy of one nation. You know, I will give just one example. When we talk about this nuclear non-proliferation treaty, many of the countries, they blame India that India has not signed on the dotted lines. But in a span of 50 years, India had 2 or 3 nuclear explosions, and that is for India declared not for any kind of use, but for our research purposes. But the countries which have done 1065 explosions, they say India is discriminatory, it doesn't support the idea. So the so-called globalization also suffers from this particular myopic view, that whenever we think of globalization, we should also think that that is the idea that in present day context, each country is to have a separate place. Each country should have its own uniqueness to be protected, not under any compulsion or direct or indirect influence which can be discriminatory in nature. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Babu. I don't know whether already Vice Chancellor is having some observations or not.
Yes, sir.
If Vice Chancellor does not have any observations, then I'd like to call upon Babuji. And before that, let me exhaust. We almost began our program with a vote of thanks due to my absent-mindedness, but now the real time comes for the proposing vote of thanks. Now I would like to request Dr. Babuji to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir, once again. At the outset, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor for being with us by sparing his busy schedule and expressing his valuable words and describing the speaker as MZU Gandhi. Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to thank the speaker for his distinguished presentation, which is abundance in nature, because the items that it included, especially it spoke about the chronicles after chronicles by linking to the present day context, especially the idea of health, sanitation, and cleanliness, economic ideas of Gandhi, peace, non-violence, Sarvodaya, education, key to everything, so on and so forth. And I mark here that VC, our Honorable VC was right in saying that Professor Pati is MZU Gandhi because of the thoughts that he shared with us, which are not only meaningful, but interesting. Thank you very much, sir. And of course, I mark this as an elegant and as usual thing from our distinguished speaker. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful speech. I would like to thank the participants for their overwhelming response and presence. At the same time, I also thank them for their valuable questions, which were answered meticulously by the speaker. And then I would like to thank the organizing team, especially the man of the day, Professor Lalrin Tluanga, who brought this program or the webinar into reality by systematically organizing it and informing all the stakeholders. Thank you very much, sir. And then I also thank our department for helping us in all these endeavors. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much. Now, our webinar program will be officially closed.